Where does your guitar playing come from, Todd? How'd you develop that incredible strumming thing you get going in there?
Well, I started playing guitar when I got out of high school, and I suppose probably the only guy that I really tried to play exactly like was Albert King. You know, since then, for the last 4 years, I've been playing in this band, and you know, we've been a three-piece. So a lot of stuff I just had to develop out of lack of any rhythm guitars or keyboards or anything else going on.
So filling it up is...
Yeah. So a lot of my solos, like especially the strumming stuff, are usually more than just one-note solos. A lot of those things just came from having to trying to develop some dynamic with just within a three-piece.
So now you guys have 2 tapes out, is that right?
Yeah, we have 2. Actually, they're out on CD and cassette, and the most recent one was released last September,
Nice.
and we're working on my 3rd one right now.
Can you give me an idea of what you're doing for that?
It's a studio project, unlike the last one, which was an all-live album, and it's very much a soul, album in terms of, not really such straight soul in terms of the writing of it, but in terms of the feel of it and the guitar playing.
And are you doing all the writing then?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you guys have been in the studio for that?
Yeah, we've been in and out for about 3 months now, and we're just, trying to work on it at a good clip, while at the same time we're trying to, shop it essentially,
Huh?
or to see, what type of arrangement we could do to have it be as big of a release as we could get out of it. And,
So have you had any bites? I
yeah,
guess that's...
both ends are going really well for us. It's just a matter of, waiting and playing the game and making some decisions, like getting married.
Well, you would release this independently?
In all likelihood, no. In all likelihood, at least it's our hope that it'll be on more of a national label back in.
Could you say that there's 1, maybe 2 labels interested? What?
Yeah, we're
in general terms, I mean.
Yeah, there's several, which is good.
And how is that working out? Have you got someone out there talking to the people for you?
Yeah, we have an attorney.
Well, you actually need that
Yeah,
anymore.
You can't do it without it.
Someone I was interviewing a couple weeks ago was mentioning that nowadays you basically go through a legal course in order to get an album out.
That's not too far from the truth.
Yeah.
Even acts that I think labels discover or whatever through their A&R departments. It's all the negotiation and all the courtship is done through legal channels, or at least a good portion of it.
Do you guys tour outside of the region?
We play about every month. We usually play, take a trip either through the West Coast or through the Midwest. So we basically have tried to cover the western 2/3 of the United States with as much proficiency as our traveling arrangements will allow. But we regularly play Minneapolis and Chicago and through that portion of the West, and try to regularly play the San Francisco area. And we just got back from the Northwest about 3 weeks ago.
That's supposed to be a hot scene up there these days.
It was a good scene for us. We played up there with Little Women for 4 or 5 days. Was it 5 days? 4 days.
What are your perspectives on, first of all, the Colorado scene and then outside the region?
It's kind of interesting because there are different types of people that go out to see music. every place you go. I think in terms of, you know, people coming to our shows and supporting us consistently, you know, obviously Colorado takes care of us better than any other place, which is really nice. And as far as having a healthy scene, I would have to say that, you know, we have an extraordinarily healthy scene
In Colorado.
in Colorado in terms of, you know, the type of, you know, the wide range of music, and in terms of, you know, an audience's willingness to go out and support it. But I think part of that support, for us at least, has been a long road in terms of, you know, building an audience. But I think that, you know, I've been sensing a lot, you know, a lot of things have gotten a lot better over the last 4 years, at least, you know, for our experience. When we started playing in Boulder, you know, basically the bands that were going through were, you know, top 40 bands, and lame ones at that, you know, more disco top 40. And I think there's been a lot more of an emphasis on, you know, original music, at least from my perspective.
And do you find that like out in Minneapolis or in Seattle? San Francisco,
Oh, yeah.
of course, has a big scene.
Sure. All those places have had big scenes in terms of, you know, they've produced, you know, national acts, and they've had, you know, 4 or 5 clubs that, you know, sort of was a spawning ground for them. But it's interesting because it always fluctuates. You know, like when, you know, a Soundgarden or, you know, an alternative act grows up and builds an audience, and then they leave, and then nothing's going on for a while. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like an REM in Athens. And so it's kind of interesting because you go to a lot of these scenes expecting, you know, there to be this, you know, a lot of things going on, and sometimes there really isn't anything going on. But it is interesting.
How about Austin? Have you been down there recently?
And they have an extraordinary scene. Just, you know, zillions of music clubs there, and they have, of course, you know, a wealth of talent. Lots of blues and lots of alternative and lots of country and all kinds of stuff going on down there, which is really nice. There's probably 30 bars on 6th Street that have music. You can walk, you know, 6 blocks and see anything, which is something that Colorado really